Good evening, everybody, and a happy new year to everyone. Welcome back to the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. It is time for the final say on last night's 0-0 draw away at Newcastle. Obviously, the review last night was very brief. As I'm sure everyone else did as well. I did have plans for New Year. I am still feeling a little bit rough today, can't lie. Very tired, but I thought I'd come on and just give my final thoughts on the game yesterday. A few things that I'm still not particularly happy with at the minute, and obviously a brief look ahead to West Ham on Wednesday as well. Just before we get into it, please smash that like button, please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. There will be a lot of content over the next few weeks. Obviously now the transfer window is open. I'm going to try and keep very active and consistent with the transfer content, so make sure you keep it locked at Chatting Leeds as always. And yeah, let's get into the final say then. So 0-0 away at the Toon. Obviously, as I said last night, on the face of it, a very good result. Isn't a result that I expected at all. I expected Newcastle to have too much for us, which I think in a way they did have too much for us. I just think in front of goal they were having an off day. They had about, God, I can't even remember how many clear-cut opportunities to go in front, but they just weren't taking them. As I alluded to last night, there's the chance from Chris Wood, I think Dan Burn, Fabian Schär, Sean Longstaff. There was numerous people. I think Almiron had one in the first half as well, and they just weren't putting them away. Illan Meslier was Leeds United's best player on the pitch, 100%. He was deserved of our man of the match, as he did keep us in that game and earned us a point. I do firmly believe that. I was also really impressed with Willie Gnonto, who I think, for what was it, about £4 million, has been an absolute steal. I think he's got potential to get even better as well. So direct, always wanting to get at the opposition's backline, which is really good to see. I have to go a bit negative now, guys. I said it last night. Luke Ayling for me was the worst player on the pitch. How this guy continues to get minutes in 2023 is a joke. It shows the real lack of ambition from the club to go out and get a better right back that can help either be an understudy to Rasmus Christensen or even fight him for a place in the starting 11. If it was up to me, Cody Drameh would stay at the club and Luke Ayling would go. However, it does look like Cody Drameh may leave in this window, which I'm sure I'll be touching upon him a few times over the next few weeks on my transfer uploads. But Luke Ayling for me, like I said, not good enough at all. Was getting beaten way too easily by whoever was on his side, whether it was St Maximan, whether it was it Joe Linton in the first half. And you even saw Tyler Adams have a right go at him in that first half, where he just got beaten way too easily, and Adams of course had to tidy it all up, because it seems like Tyler Adams is the only player in our team that knows how to tackle. But yeah, Ayling just simply not good enough. Forshaw, it did fairly well against Man City. I thought he had a bit of an off day yesterday, but again, Adam Forshaw, why are we playing these sorts of players in 2023 in our team? It just doesn't make sense at all. Again, a lack of ambition. We need to go out in this window and get a midfielder that, if Mark Rocker or Tyler Adams are injured, can easily slot in and do the same jobs that they do, that have the same attributes, or similar attributes to what they do. Mark Rocker, I'll touch upon him. He came on in the second half yesterday and was woeful once again. I don't know what's up with him at the minute. His ball retention simply isn't good. His passing completion is an absolute joke. He can't seem to pass water at the minute. Honestly, It's so frustrating because at times yesterday that was a very difficult watch, especially in the second half. I thought the first half we competed quite well. Newcastle had slightly more chances in the first half that we created our own as well. But second half it was just all Newcastle and it was just Leeds clinging on for dear life. And look, I see a positive in that we were able to manage the game out. Bit of shithousery at the end as well, which is always good to see. And I think it's something that Leeds United need to start doing more, whether it's us trying to claim a point like yesterday or holding on for all three. Rasmus, when he come on for Luke Ayling, I thought struggled as well to cope with Saint-Maximin. I know he's a very difficult customer anyway, is Saint-Maximin, but again, just getting beaten far too easily. And Newcastle have gone from not winning a game in 14 at the start of last season to being third in the Premier League this season. You could argue a lot of it is down to the funds that they have at their disposal now. However, I do think a lot of it is down to Eddie Howe and the incredible job that he has done. He's not signed a lot of players. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying that they're in the City stage where they had Adebayor, Craig Bellamy, Sean Wright-Phillips. And yeah, I can fully get on board with that. I don't think they're at the levels of what Man City are now. But I think if you're third in the Premier League when you're at that stage, they've got the potential to be a serious problem in this Premier League. And the fact that we went up there to their ground, which not a lot of teams have gone there this season and managed to claim anything, and we've gone there and we have taken a point. Unbelievable. That is a big positive, and it was a good way to end the year. It was unexpected from me. Like I said 3-1 Newcastle in my preview. I thought they were going to absolutely steamroll us, especially in midfield. But I do think that at stages in yesterday's game, we did cope with them quite well. But there still are massive, massive problems for me. The defence is something that I've been calling out for a while. However, I did think they actually did quite well yesterday. Obviously, there was the odd moment where you were just watching like that. But no, I thought Cooper and Koch were okay. They did a job on Chris Wood. Didn't really have any effect in the game, did Chris Wood, apart from that chance that he missed. But yeah, look, the window's open now. Obviously, I'll start my transfer uploads from tomorrow onwards, guys. But obviously, the news has broke today from Fabrizio Romano that Leeds and RB Salzburg have agreed the deal for Maximilian Wöber. It's going to be in the region of around 12 million euros. So you're looking at about 10, 11 million quid. Low risk signing, I always say that, with a fee like that. Comes with a good reputation as the RB Salzburg captain, Austrian international, 24 years old, can play as a centre back and a left back. However, I do feel he will be brought in as a left back, and I hope he is, because that's when I want to see Wöber at left back, Struijk and Koch in the middle, and Rasmus at right back. That back four needs to happen. It needs to have a good relationship, and it needs to be consistent. Because if you keep switching that back four every single week, you're not going to get any consistency. They're not going to get used to each other's game, and it's just not good enough, is it, when you're just changing your back four all the time? Again, look, I'm not trying to be negative about this signing. It's great that we're getting a piece of business done early in the window, but there needs to be more. We need a striker, another defender, I think, as well. A centre-back, ideally, and a midfielder. If we could get those three, as well as Wöber, I will be happy. And if we don't stay up then that's down to the players, and it's, down to Jesse Marsch. But I do feel a lot of it at the minute is on the board, and the gross negligence that we've had to endure for the last few years now. I just hope, look, we're 14th in the league at the minute, which, if you're looking at it, you're like, it's fairly decent, 3 points off of the relegation zone. But how quick it can change in this league. If we, say, lose to West Ham and other results don't go for us, we could be either in the bottom three or 17th, 16th, 17th, and then you're worrying again. I'm not. Look, I'm feeling slightly more positive than I was after Man City, of course. Going into West Ham, look, West Ham are not in the greatest run of form either. They've not. I think it's their 5th defeat on the bounce. I just hope that we don't do a typical Leeds and just help out a team that are struggling by helping West Ham gain confidence by getting a win at Ellen Road. I do think this is a very winnable game given the circumstances. Ellen Road, under the lights, crowd behind us. Let's get at them from the off. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get a win. However good the performance is, just get a win. And then we go from there. And then obviously I think we've got Cardiff in the Cup next week, which, again, makes no odds to me whether we win that or not. Would I like a cup run? Yeah, maybe. But if we lose, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. We need to focus on getting higher up the league and trying to be comfortable. But yeah, just to finally summarise yesterday's result. A good result, really good result. Performance is still not there. Not really a lot of attacking threat. One more point that I've just remembered that I wanted to bring up as well is Brendan Aronson. Brendan Aronson for me is a really good player and got loads of potential to be a really good acquisition for this Leeds United side. However, someone made the point on Twitter and it did get me thinking, what has Brendan Aronson done since August? Since the Chelsea game, what has Brendan Aronson really done? He hasn't really done a right lot, other than being involved in the build-up to Strike's goal against Crystal Palace away. I don't really see what he's done. For me, he's too weak on the ball as well. It was going down like a sack of potatoes yesterday. He did it the same against Man City, which, yeah, some of them are genuine fouls on him. It's kind of like Jack Grealish in a way. Some of them are actually fouls, but then a lot of them are him just going down at the slightest touch. And with Leeds, we don't want players like that. We want players that are tough and that can just get on with it. Mark Rocker was the same yesterday as well, just going down at the slightest touch. We don't want players like that. He needs to just be a little bit stronger on the ball, and I think that could do absolute wonders for his game as well. That's just another point that I wanted to mention as well. I am waffling a little bit now, guys. As I said, I am really tired from the New Year's Eve celebrations last night. As I said, I will be back tomorrow with some transfer content. So, as I said at the beginning, please keep it locked at Chatting Leeds. There's going to be plenty of content over the next few weeks with your transfers and obviously your general pre-match, post-match videos as well. If you've enjoyed this one, please smash that like button. Please subscribe and share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.